Right, so today marks the 100th day of doing self-improvement and journaling it every day on this channel. And I'm going to be going over what I learned over these past few 100 days. And if you guys want to do self-improvement as well, just use my channel as proof of concept. I'm here, I'm still alive. I've pushed through it. You have to stick with things until they work out. There's not always going to be good times, but yeah. So what I've learned is that burnout is real and you can't stay disciplined in everything that you want to do for a very long time unless you have some sort of delusion and you're chasing it and you don't care about anything else. Because for me personally, how it's been is I've been locked in and consistent with my goals for about maybe 3 or 4 weeks, and then I have sort of fallen off and became lazy again. And it's been repetitive in like cycles. So I've been on and off, on and off. And basically, it's not because I'm, going back to square one. It's because I'm getting like I need a break, so what you should do is if you want to, have a routine, let's say that you want to get your diet locked in, you want to start training at the gym, you want to start making money, you want to learn new skills, putting everything on at once is doable, but it won't last that long because you'll burn out. So I recommend that you do like an on and off thing. So for like 4 weeks that you stay locked in, and then like maybe 1 week that you just take a break. No doom scrolling, but just like mindful things. So like walking, socializing, maybe having the occasional cheat meal, just so that you can keep your sanity and not overdo it. Or if you want, you could probably just take like 1 day a week off, just to keep it going. Because then you have something to look forward to short term. So if you're in the week and you're losing motivation, or you don't want to get shit done, then you can think, okay, I've got Sunday coming up, and Sunday is when I can lie in and relax and just reflect on what I've done, maybe have a cheat meal, maybe go out, maybe watch a couple of videos. Yeah, because removing it completely is a very depressing thing to do. Speaking from my own experience, you become miserable, and obviously burnout is inevitable at that point. So basically, over the past 100 days of journaling my progress with self-improvement, I've learned that you won't always be at your best, so you need to implement regular breaks so that you function normally, because it's like if you keep trying to run a car without no fuel, eventually it's going to stop. So you got to refuel it, and that's the same thing for us. We got to refuel by doing things that we enjoy, that may not have a high ROI like doom scrolling, but something that takes the ease off and something that you can chill with, relax. But obviously every day that's not really the goal if you want to do self-improvement, because then you start wasting your time when you could be more productive, you could be more mindful, you could be learning skills. So yeah, that's the main thing that I've learned from this. If I am a different person as to what I was when I started, I would say yes, I am. But like 100 days ago, I'm not the same person that I am now. I see things differently. I execute things differently. I tried many things to stay consistent, but what I found that worked the best for me is that every night or every morning, I would write down the list of things that I want to get done in the day. And that way I would be able to, remind myself of what needs to be done, and I could actually follow a structure, I could follow a routine, because, trying to like fucking wing it and think of the first thing that comes to your mind, it's not very easy, because then you'll just start procrastinating. So yeah, writing down lists of things that you want to do is another thing that I recommend. But if you're trying to get everything done at once and you're starting from scratch, if you want it to impact you long term, you shouldn't weigh it all down on you at once. You should level up one by one, and then you'll reach that level in a after you've mastered it, you know. So I'll say this again. If you're trying to lock in your diet and go to the gym, if you're trying to, you know, start that business idea, if you're trying to learn new skills like maybe social confidence, or learning a new language, or learning to play a new instrument, doing everything at once, you'll do it, but like a few weeks in or a few days in, you will go back to square one and you'll feel like complete shit. I've been there 1,000 times, and it is the worst feeling ever, because you feel like you've just lost everything. You've relapsed. So instead of trying to topple it on all by yourself, if you want to get those 3 done, maybe, you know, for the first week, just focus on the first thing. Just every little thing counts. It doesn't matter how small the task is, as long as you do one thing a day that is building your skill of consistency, and then, you know, you can actually say that I took action today, which means that you progressed. Even if it didn't generate an output, it still is better than if you didn't do anything. So like, yeah, so for sleep, for example, if you fuck your sleep schedule up and you're staying up till 3 a.m. scrolling, and you wake up at 1 p.m., you know, just focus on getting back to your routine for the first few days or first week. You know, set a time that you will go to bed, but be realistic with it. Like, you're not going to be able to go to bed at 10 p.m. if you've been going to bed at 4 a.m. because your mind's going to be fucked. So, you know, set it for 2 a.m. and then the next day set it for 1 a.m., then 12, and then 11. And then once you've got that locked in, then you can stack another thing on, which is, you know, maybe starting a good diet, and then so on and so forth. So yeah, that is what I can recommend to any of you who want to do self-improvement. Trust the process. It's a really hard process you have to go through, you know, mentally, physically, because there's little to no results, but it's the people who stick with it long term that win. Those who, you know, don't see anything and then they quit, that's like 90% of the people who even want to start this shit. But then there's all like then there's like that odd number of people that, you know, keep showing up no matter what, no matter how they feel, even if it's boring, and then that's when they'll see the fruits of their labor, when it all comes up at once, and they think, and they look back at their previous self and they've progressed so much. And so yeah, so basically delayed gratification. So yeah, I mean, it's really fucking hard, because personally, from my experience, oh my gosh, trying to get my life in position is fucking hard. All right, you like I said, you're on it for a few days and then you lose it all, and I was in that cycle for such a long time, trying to, you know, find a purpose and a meaning to my routine, to my days, instead of just scrolling and just, you know, seeking comfort. And it wasn't helping the fact that I was going back to square one every single time. Like, I would be locked in for 5 days, and then I would go back to being a little bitch who would scroll. So yeah, just like journal, write down tasks that you want to get done in the day, and trust the process. Literally, yeah, just don't think about it. Just stick with it. Your future self will thank you, no matter how hard it gets. You're being tested. God's testing you, you know? If you wanted it bad enough, it's not going to come easy, right? You're going to be tested to see whether you're a good fit for this lifestyle. If you're not, then maybe it's not for you, okay? But if you genuinely want to change yourself, then you're going to have to accept that if it's going to impact you long term, it won't be a short term thing. It will take you a while to reach that goal. Like, if you're trying to quit smoking and you think, oh, I'll be smoke free in 2 weeks, that's not going to happen, you know? Like, if it's going to improve your trajectory of your life, the rest of your life, it may take like 6 months, it may take a year, it may take 3 years. Everyone's on their own path. So yeah, just trust the process. That's all I can say. And yeah, if you're new to my channel, or if you've seen my channel already, you can check out my videos. I do mainly drop shipping and self-improvement content, gym as well. So yeah, maybe hit subscribe, comment down below what your situation is. I'll respond to everyone. And yeah, that's about it. I'll see you guys tomorrow.